Korean Throne and Liberty developer Q&A livestream session has brought out information about insane amount of changes and improvements in both PvE, PvP and weapon balance, as well as roadmap until February 2025. Here is everything that was mentioned in the live stream. Solo or one-man dungeon / raid in a form of a tower is coming in January for all the solo players wanting a challenge, and the most notable rewards among other things will be runes. 12-man raid also coming in January with both normal and hard mode, and it will be the ultimate endgame PvE content. It will introduce legendary gear and will have both PvP and PvE weapons. More information will be shared closer to release. The developers have confirmed that there will be more vertical content and a vertical progression. They have not shared any more details about this. Artifacts are releasing in October as planned. There will be 4 Tali stones and 2 gemstones, one for active skill, one for passive skills. These stones will have their own stats and set bonuses, and will be farmable in open world dungeons. And in November, the start of Season 2 of Challenge Dungeons will begin, introducing new Chaos runes which are higher than level 60 normal runes. Chaos runes are only level 1 and will have higher stats than normal runes, where they can be equipped in any slot. Plans on introducing rune bags, but nothing confirmed as they are working on quality of life update for rune storage. Among these changes, they have said that weapon mastery is getting a complete rework where they will make it much easier and simpler, giving more materials through events to keep the progression faster. And that they will be adding a guardian leveling system and ways to farm and increase these levels, which will provide higher buffs and bonuses. A lot has been said about PvP content and upcoming new content, as they plan to ramp up PvP content and put more focus into improving the current PvP while introducing new ways for players to enjoy PvP. Introduction of Nebula Island, which is an inter-server PvP zone where 80% of the area will be in the conflict mode. It will introduce new items, new artifacts among other things. This is going to be a time-based event where you will have only 5 hours per week to enter it and farm. While they're also adding new and different ways of increasing the time to content. This is very likely going to be an open world dungeon where conflict mode is enabled all the time, and you get to farm mobs spending tokens, while also getting to PvP other players and potentially steal their drops and tokens. And in November they are introducing Wargame mode. This is going to be both for guilds and solo players, but it is mostly oriented towards helping solo players in participating in large-scale PvP battles. It will have 48 vs 48, 24 vs 24 and 12 vs 12 game modes with rankings for both guilds and solo players, each having their own MMR. They are called Guild League and Solo League. New arena maps are going to be introduced with additional different and better rewards for highest ranked players. They are thinking of adding a 6v6 arena mode as well as equalized arena mode, but this is still not 100% confirmed. Arena matchmaking will be significantly improved, while they mentioned 1v1 arena / duels, saying that they have technology to introduce it into the game, but will likely do it only as an event to collect players' feedback before making it a permanent mode. Next, they have shown this roadmap until Q1 2025. In October, they are introducing new archboss, Giant Brock. Talandre is getting Riftstones and Boonstones. There will be a Halloween event, Nebula Island, the PvP instance zone is releasing in October, as well as previously mentioned artifacts. In November they are introducing the Wargame mode and Season 2 of Challenge Dungeons with new Chaos runes. December will be jam-packed with content as it is their 1-year anniversary, so a big event will be introduced then. New weapon is also releasing, most likely it will be a spear, but it has not been confirmed 100%. Previously mentioned Guardian leveling system and Mastery rework is introduced, as well as Honor system, which is likely going to be something similar to Rapport system in Lost Ark, where you increase reputation with NPCs, but it could also be something completely different. New arena maps are coming, as well as fishing codex with a more different variety of fishes and secret cooking recipes. Details will be shared more about fishing and cooking closer to release. Q1 2025 will see the release of 12-man legendary raid, 1-man solo raid, inter-server castle sieges and a bunch of seasonal events, with additional things as they work on it. As it comes closer to Q1 they will share more information. Next they talked about future weapon balance. They are aware that some weapons are OP and broken, that some weapons have been nerfed too much, and will do everything in their power to make it more balanced and better for everyone. For Sword and Shield, the biggest problem isn't endurance meta, but the fact that it can deal a lot of damage while being tanky. They are fixing and balancing this with the Mastery rework, where Sword and Shield players will have to choose a path of either being a tank or being a DPS while losing most of the tanky bonuses and buffs. For Longbow, the problem is Tornado and Flash Wave being too strong, as well as heavy attack chance being too high and too strong. One fix will come with artifacts where players will be able to stack heavy attack evasion. While they don't think that Tornado CC is the problem, but the damage. Barrier is OP and they plan on changing it to a shield value and adding cooldown to it. Also, no plans to change the deadly marker, it's working as intended. They acknowledge that Greatsword stuns and CC are too strong and broken. They have said that Greatsword as a weapon is balanced due to it being strong only in small scale and falling off hard in large scale PvP. They are also looking for ways to balance easy and free stacking of hit and heavy attack chance, which will be negated with introduction of artifacts and heavy attack evasion. Crossbow PvP buffs are planned in the future. They said that it was 5 times better than any other weapon combination in PvE before nerfs, but after the nerfs, crossbow in PvE is still the strongest DPS weapon. While they said that wand is fine and they will not be doing any changes to it as they want healers to survive one-shot bursts, while maybe reducing the healing as it is too high right now. Here are some concept cosmetics that they have teased. Not confirmed this will be coming, but very likely they are looking to introduce a bit of crazy cosmetics. Next section was a general Q&A from Korean players on Discord. There are no plans to increase skill levels. Raid groups will be introduced end of the year. 4 guild alliances are getting changed to stop guilds abusing more than 4 by adding and focusing on more GVG content, and they are discussing on hiding the names of all players and guilds who are outside of the alliance. No plans to make tier 1 archboss weapons better, no auto fishing, increasing the amount of presets available, housing system is being developed, rune grind will be lower as more runes will be provided from other content, continuous fight against eliminating bots, another Hyperboost server event is planned for December, rune presets are in discussion and might be added in the future, gradually adding more ways and sources to obtain abyssal tokens, adding more sources of polished crystals, adding more morphs, improving ways to add more resources for players wanting to play different builds. Big priority on targeting improvements. Players mentioned that guild raids are too hard for small guilds, but there are no plans to change anything yet, as small guilds should struggle compared to big guilds because they have loot advantage and it is not fair for big guilds. And there you have it, everything that was mentioned during the Q&A live stream. These are very rough translations, more details will be shared in the future, but for now the roadmap and all quality of life improvements are looking good for global release as well. Thank you for watching, consider subscribing, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments.